This is James from Mahogany House Woodworks coming at you today to break down a butcher block station, actually two of them that we are making for a university down in California. This is a particularly fun and challenging build for a variety of reasons, but basically they reached out to us, the executive chef of this university, I can't mention it at this time, but the executive chef of a university down in California reached out and said that their other boards, their other wood and cutting boards have failed. And so we walked through exactly what they were needing, what the concerns were, why the other ones failed. And we did some research to actually find out what the best way to make this would be. And there's a couple things I just wanted to cover with you guys. Number one, this butcher block station, there's two of them on their food line. This particular butcher block station sits on a warming tray, and they carve meat off of it. And so it stays at 160 degrees for about 4 hours. And if you do any sort of woodworking, you know that glue does not hold its strength, its tensile strength. You know, there's a variety of properties that we have to be concerned about and aware of. So one of them is obviously that it's safe for food contact, safe for prolonged food contact, water resistant, obviously. So when they clean this down, they're carving meat off of this, and this gets a daily maintenance schedule. And then also, in addition to that, the heat, the 160 degrees was one of the biggest factors that we had to look at on this particular job. So I'm just going to break this down for you and show you what we're building. Thanks for sticking around. Strips of some other hardwood just for illustrating this. This is the face of the wood, and this this is called the edge, or the edge grain of the wood. If you were to stand it up like this, if you were to take the wood and glue it together like this is the edge grain of the wood, and then this is the end grain of the wood. And it's really important to know what you're getting, because there are a variety of reasons why you would want one over another. What we're doing here, so this part of the board, this would be the end grain part of the board. If I was to go through and slice all of these, and then I was to essentially create strips, and I was going to slice all these, and then I was to stand them on end like this all the way through, then I would have what's called an end grain board. And you can do some pretty fun stuff. This is just a really small example, but you can see you can start getting some really fun diamonding patterns happening with the wood that you're not going to get otherwise. This is the cheapest kind of board that you can get, where you're right on the face grain of the wood. That's the cheapest for a few reasons, but number one, you are cutting you're cutting against the grain. That is not the natural direction that a knife is going to go on the wood. This is actually more of an accurate, better way to use a knife on a cutting board is on the end grain. End grains tend to be the most expensive. They are the most durable, and they're found in many high-end kitchens, even high-end homes. You know, chefs at home that love cooking, or even people that just really enjoy having nice kitchen utensils. Now, on this particular application, this is an edge grain. An edge grain provides a bit more strength than just the face. We'll go back to this. This would, these two on the top, this would be the face of the wood. This would be the end grain here, and then this would be the edge grain. Okay, so if I had a whole long strip and I was to take this, and now we're cutting on this side right here. Imagine that this is now the top of the cutting board. That is the edge grain.